Yo.
Jesus, I'm tired. Oh, I was just doing fantastic aerobics. Like, this shit is crazy.
You heard it here first. The Do Not Disturb Aerobics DVD coming out soon. You feel me? Billy Blanks, watch the fuck out, nigga.
Oh.
Man, yo, people would pay good money for that. If that was the soundtrack, people would pay money for that.
Definitely curate
That would be dope.
Playlist for that joint.
You should start a YouTube channel with that.
Facts. But yo, it's the Do Not Disturb podcast. Once again, we back at it. You feel me? I'm here with Chin, Briss, and John.
What's goody?
What up, though?
Yo, let's get into this. We got like mad topics in the group chat today.
Mad topics.
Like the group chat was popping yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of Jake. Yo, look at Chris. Like I didn't even say the nigga's name yet. She already getting side-eyed.
Because of young Jermaine.
Yeah, Mr. Jermaine. Mr. Cole. So,
Jermaine Cole.
I think we, even though this is gonna come out like after that, this whole thing is gonna go on Twitter. So we're not gonna talk about if we like the album or not.
I'm already tired.
We can.
What album?
I mean the album.
The song, the single. Yeah, the single.
We're not gonna talk about if we like the song or not. We're gonna just say, we're not gonna discuss if we like the song or not. We'll just say if we liked it and if we didn't like it. All right?
Just give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, just give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Because I want to ask a bigger question.
Okay.
And I want to ask you guys, what are your predictions for the Dreamville album, and if you're gonna listen to it?
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be, the pre-seeker, the precursor, whatever, whichever. Oh yeah. This is supposed to be the Matrix before the Matrix for this shit. Yeah.
The appetizer before the main course.
Yeah, you feel me? So I want to know if you liked it or not, and then what are your predictions for the Dreamville album? So who's gonna go first?
I think the biggest fan in the room should go first. Chris, since you are the the biggest J. Cole supporter that I know.
Yo, Chris's face.
I think that, you should be the first to shed some light on this very, subject.
Well, did you listen to it?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Because I take a chance. Like, when J. Cole puts out something, I'm like, you know what? I know the man can rap. Like, I understand his talent. I get it. Cool. So let me just listen to it to see what it's about.
Because he's a rapper.
And then I listened to it.
For research purposes.
And he rapped.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't rap well. Like,
right.
it just wasn't good.
More than I wanted to extend
It just was not good. I'm sorry. Like,
you didn't like it at all?
No, I didn't.
At all?
At all.
Okay.
Not any piece of it.
What
was it even called? The Middle?
Middle. Not The Middle.
Like, baby, you just let me in the middle.
Well, yeah, that song is actually alright.
Yeah, that song is actually better than that one.
DJ Snake has a song called The Middle that is fucking fire.
But is this song called The Middle?
It's just middle.
Middle?
Middle.
Okay.
Yeah, but DJ
It's very mid.
DJ Snake's Middle is definitely better than this track. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We gonna play that.
And so was Zed's.
Zed's Middle.
No, we're not. Alright, so what do you think about the J. Cole shit, Chin?
It's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? For the Bloods, it's bull. Like, it's one of those things.
What
like,
is this nigga talking about?
But
you saw my eyebrows.
We do not disturb, do not affiliate with anything Chin is talking about.
It's not about affiliation. You gotta support both. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring the unity.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, Freestyle Unity. Remember Freestyle Unity?
Yo, that's one of the greatest groups from the early 2000s.
But on a very, serious tip.
Wait, do you have you ever watched the Parkers?
Not entirely, no.
I know.
But yeah, I wasn't asking because Yo, Mama killed him. Mama killed him. They ain't ready for the album cuts.
But yeah,
nah. They had some bangers though. But anyway, this is about J. Cole, not Freestyle Unity.
But yeah, like...
It should be about Freestyle Unity.
Yo, chill out.
I would like to see the reunion.
I knew you were going to say it. I set it up. I'm glad you knocked it out the park. Thank you.
Freestyle Unity on the Millennium Tour would be crazy.
Or Boys in Motion. Boys in Motion. Come on.
They can open up for...
Just be smart.
Oh, come on.
Be free, fair.
Speak about it, man. Talk about it.
Back to J. Cole. Come on, we're going off track.
So, yeah.
John over here looking dumb.
Shut up. I'm just letting it pass.
Yeah, right. Good.
Just letting the conversation pass.
But yeah, like the J. Cole shit, like it was cool. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't like amazing. You know what I'm saying? To me, I like to judge like songs like that, especially because like people like to say that J. Cole's boring, or like he says, like he talks about the same stuff a lot, or whatever. He's not very dynamic in the way he makes songs.
Wrap it up,
me, shut up. To me, I like to put it in a perspective like this. Like, if your local artist, your local homeboy was making music, would you think that song was fire?
So
no.
That's how I look at it. To me, no. So that's how I go about it.
Briss, out of 10.
4.
Sheesh. Chin, out of 10.
Like a 5.5.
All right. So, John.
Cool. So I liked it. I did like it. I don't have too much to complain about. The only thing that kind of threw me off a little bit, but I tried to get comfortable with it as the song progressed, was the auto-tune that he's never really messed with like that, but he was messing with on this song. So other than the auto-tune part, I did like what he was talking about. I like the energy. And if the album that he's putting out is going to sound like this, or at least like be of this content, then I'm down to see what it's going to sound like. I want to hear a more aggressive Cole. I want to hear a Cole that like wants to be taken seriously. So I think that'd be pretty cool. And I think that's going to sound way different than his last 2 projects, for sure.
Did you like the last 2 projects?
I did, actually, because there was actually a lot of poetic material on For Your Eyes Only that I actually adored.
That shit was fun.
Like, it's not one of those, like, entertaining listens, but it's something that, like, I really appreciate the poetry in that particular album. And then I thought KOD was dope. I thought KOD was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed listening to that. It had some replay value for me. Definitely.
For me, like, I like poetic in rap, I do, but it has to be delivered in a certain way. And I feel like the way in which he delivered it was not captivating enough. I feel like if you're going to do the whole melodic thing with all the poetry, you have to be able to at least capture me. Like, For Your Eyes Only literally put me to sleep. Like, I'm not even going to hold you. Like, I listened to it when it came out. I was like, all right, this shit did not capture me. So let me try it again. I tried it again, and I fell asleep at, like, track 3. Like, that shit was not, it didn't hit me. Like, if you're going to do something that involves all the poetry and involves all the melody, you have to capture me, and it didn't. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
Track 2 would not put you to sleep.
I'm dead ass. You're talking to somebody that doesn't have J. Cole on their phone. Like,
Yeah, she doesn't have any J. Cole, by the way.
I
she
don't.
hates him. But, all right, so my turn. So as a, like, I guess one of
the biggest fan in here.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. John, are you?
I'm a big Cole fan.
All right, so like one of the biggest fans. Like I might be a stan though, because I went to see Dollar in the Dream and shit like that.
That's not a stan. That's $1. The fuck?
Yeah, that doesn't mean.
Yeah, but I waited in the rain.
That doesn't mean you're a stan though.
I feel you. But
would you wait $1 in a dream? You'd wait $1 in a dream for most people.
Nah, not for most people.
Fam,
for Cole, yeah.
Fam, if Jay-Z was selling tickets for $1.
Oh yeah, for Jay-Z. That's another person.
If Wale was selling tickets for $1.
I don't know about Wale.
Shit,
I'd go.
Chris Brown.
I don't know if I would wait in the rain.
If
Chris
Trey
Brown.
Songz was selling tickets for $1.
I would. Oh, I would go because there'd be girls there.
So it's $1. Like if it was like $100 in a dream.
No, but there's like $100 in a dream. But if it was like if it was like you named mad people that I said no to, but he just named my favorite. Yeah, but I know my favorite artist. That's what I'm saying. You named my favorite artist. So
but my nigga, it's $1.
Yes.
Like it's not $100.
But I waited in the rain. That's what I'm saying, and I almost didn't get a ticket. Shout out to my nigga Matt. But yeah, so anyway, as one of the bigger Cole fans here, I will say that it was really underwhelming. The one thing I will notice about everything that happened is the first thing I heard it was called Middle. I said, okay, fine, it's Middle. I wasn't planning to listen to it because I heard that it's not a single off the album.
It's just something he's putting out.
It's just something he's putting out.
Okay.
To prelude.
That's good context because I thought that was coming off the album.
Yeah, so if he's doing that, that's fine. That's why I wasn't upset about it.
Okay. That makes sense.
2. What else was I gonna say? Damn, I was on a fucking roll. I forgot.
Yeah, it's because the trash got you. Anyway.
No, yeah. So, it's not gonna be one of the songs on this album. But I did think it was very underwhelming. For Cole. Like, I've heard Cole on different beats from different producers before.
Yeah.
And this was like a totally different type of thing that Cole is doing. So I understand what he was trying to do. I just don't think he executed it correct. Like he got it. I don't think it was it. There were some cool lines in there. Like, the shit that really bothered me about it though is that he was like promoting the whole middle thing, right? I feel like he didn't get across that in his bars.
But I understood the metaphor by listening to the song.
Bro, I knew he was talking about middle child because he started throwing up hella pictures on Twitter about middle children.
Yeah, he put
So
that
it was
whole
like,
thing
okay,
about
I'm
Lisa
expecting
Simpson
middle
and
child
Bart Simpson
bars.
shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting, to be honest.
No,
because he's a middle child. Correct?
But it's a
Hold on,
metaphor.
Hold on, let me finish. I understand what he was, because he said one line in there where he was like, I'm like the middle child. I'm cool with the big bros and I'm cool with the littles or some shit like that. Like, okay, that didn't hit. Like, that wasn't a really, really good bar.
I also didn't understand that because he spent like a whole album disrespecting all the younger people in that generation.
It was one song. Game.
It was one song that most people gravitated towards, though.
But he was spitting game. He wasn't coming.
He wasn't coming at nobody specific. He was just talking about like.
No, he was talking about Pump. He said he was talking about Pump.
He said that he had a couple of people in mind.
He said he was talking about Pump because he said that he didn't know.
Further
Pump
explain
was
my
black
reasons.
afterwards. But that's Pump is he's not black.
I thought he was Spanish.
He thought he was black.
Oh, okay.
He thought he was black. But that's why he said black boy in the song. So that's why it can seem like he's talking about a couple different people, but he was directing it at Pump. But yeah, so overall I think it was underwhelming. I'll give it a 6. I listened to it like 3 times.
Okay.
It didn't really hit after the 4th.
That's mad listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Cole fan, so I
you wanted to make sure.
The first listen, I liked it. I was like, okay, this is cool. The beat is hard. Then the second listen, I was like, okay. And then by the 4th listen, I was just like, I turned it off halfway through. Not like it's, like, I'm not gonna lie. So I give it like a 6, just off of the fact that I understand what he was trying to do, but I just don't feel like I don't understand what being in the middle has to do with Drake giving you a Rolex.
He also said that
you chilled with Drake. That's nice. I never listened to J. Cole because he chilled with Drake. That's not something I wanted to hear.
To me, I'm not gonna lie. Like what I like from J. Cole most is like the storytelling stuff and like his vivid. You know, like he can tell like a very vivid story, and to me, I feel like that's the type of shit that he should be like doing. Like he can do. To me, he can do what like Kendrick does in terms of like telling a story throughout like an album or like a concise body of work or whatever.
Yeah.
It might not be as good as Kendrick's or whatever, but it's pretty damn close to me. Like on his best storytelling shit, it's very comparable.
What is his best storytelling album and how does it compare to Kendrick?
I'm talking about like songs, like individual songs, right? So like a song like how Kendrick has The Art of Peer Pressure, I'd put that against For Your Eyes Only, the song, and I think For Your Eyes Only, the song is better than Art of Peer Pressure, the song.
So when J. Cole hopped on the Art of Peer Pressure beat,
better than that For Your Eyes Only song.
I'm not rolling.
Didn't J. Cole hop on the For Your
It's not.
Didn't J. Cole hop on the Art of Peer Pressure beat and made it trash?
Nah, it wasn't.
Or did he hop on All
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's trash with it. Anyway, you know, if I'm as somebody who's not a fan of J. Cole, if I could value something about J. Cole is that he doesn't try to be the flashy rapper. Like, I feel like, you know, everybody wants to be that big rapper, be that main rapper in the industry or whatever. And if I were to value J. Cole as something, just let it be him rapping because he wants to rap, not because he's necessarily trying to prove anything. I feel like at this point, J. Cole doesn't really have anything to prove to himself. I feel like everybody thinks that he has something to prove, but I don't think he has anything to prove to himself. And I feel like he needs to start to rap like he has nothing to prove to himself. Because with this single, I feel like he was rapping to prove something to us. Like he had to do a different kind of flow and add the auto-tune and add these little jabs or whatever to try to make us think that he's credible as an artist. And I don't think that that's what he needed to do. If you wanted to stick to what you were used to, stick to what you were used to, and that would have been perfectly fine. Like, if this is a preview to what I think that the Dreamview album's gonna be, I'm not gonna like it because I didn't like this.
Dreamville. Chill.
And that's I
still think it's gonna be hard.
No, but that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's how I said Dreamville.
You said Dreamview. You said Dreaming the View.
I'm also kind of tipsy, but Dreamville. If this is a preview of the Dreamville album, I'm not gonna like it because I feel like he wasn't even authentic to himself. He was just trying to prove something to us as people.
That he could do that. I feel. All right, so I didn't want to talk about J. Cole for the first 15 minutes. I feel you. I know you didn't want to. I just didn't expect for it to go to this 15 minutes.
It's cool.
All right, so we can talk about. We have like a mad shit. So, did anyone see the Fyre Festival docs?
Yes.
I did. I saw both of them.
You saw both of them?
Yes.
I know
Yes.
Chinese didn't watch any of them.
You need to.
Yo, you're
Please
bugging.
do.
I was
Please
going to today, but I fell asleep.
We're gonna discuss.
It's very
A
entertaining.
nap.
Please
within
watch
a
them.
nap.
It's very, very entertaining.
Like I took a
Nigga
nap
got
in
got
between
got.
naps. Like, oh my God, I slept twice in one sleep. Like it was crazy.
This nigga, oh my
This shit was
god.
nuts. I woke up and I was like, oh no,
Bro,
not
can
here.
Please
All
watch
right,
them.
so we
please.
can like do a little discussion about it. We can, I guess if people, I know people have seen it by now. Probably.
I've heard about it.
But it's basically what's the guy's name? Billy
Billy.
McFarlane. Fuck that nigga. Seriously. No, I said Billy McFarlane.
Not Ja Rule.
No, but
It's
Ja
mostly-
Rule actually did kind of do some fucking
Yeah, no,
shit though.
Ja Rule definitely was.
He
Like
did some fucking shit.
No.
they made. So they basically painted him out to be a con artist. I think he's in jail right now.
Billy
No,
is in
Billy.
jail.
No, Billy's in jail for
he's
6
in
years.
jail
6
for
years.
6
Yeah,
years.
he's in jail right now.
Which
for-
should be way longer.
For millions of dollars in fraud.
Millions.
6 years.
Millions of dollars.
That's it. That's all he has. He
Yeah.
has 6 years and like probably some maximum security,
And it's
really
and
nice
it's
out of the
multiple
way.
frauds.
Minimum security.
Minimum, I'm sorry.
And it's multiple frauds too. It's not just Fyre Festival. It's a whole bunch.
Yeah,
of different
he's been a
Magnesis.
con man
Is he-
his whole
Is
life.
he Nigerian?
No, he's
You
white.
would have thought, but he's a dude.
White
that,
privilege.
That,
He's from Scotch Plains.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
he's from
Jersey in the building, bro.
Scammers from Jersey.
Yeah,
Scammers from
But
Jersey.
he's a rob Peter to pay Paul type of nigga. That's his stitch.
Bro,
You feel me? That's what he does.
I was so angry watching the Hulu one specifically.
Now the Hulu one made me laugh.
No, the Hulu. No, you know why?
The Netflix one had me. That nigga started talking about. Yo, I was going down there
Dick
fully prepared to suck dick. I
for
said,
Evian.
Whoa!
For Evian. He
For the
For some
water.
water.
For
That-
the water.
For some agua.
the thing that
Give
fucked
everybody
That nigga
water.
Billy is a different
The
type
thing
of
that
beast, and I
fucked
have
me-
to respect that.
the thing that
Nigga,
fucked me
what?
up though.
He said you gotta take one. You're our big gay
Gay leader. You're
Yeah.
a wonderful gay leader.
Wait, the guy that
My
was
bad.
threatening to suck dick is gay?
Yeah.
Oh, why are people making this such a big deal then?
Imagine
it's
you
the-
were just painting out to be the wonderful gay leader. You should just go suck dick for water.
No, but if he's
And not just suck
I feel
dick.
you.
And
But
not
no,
just
you
suck
can't do
dick.
that, 'cause
Suck the
it's the same
dick of
thing,
the
like,
customs
you-
officer.
Yeah, bro.
So what, he can't do nothing for nobody?
What are you talking about?
No,
bro?
I'm asking if the guy whom dick was supposed to... This is a nasty conversation, bro. Like, I'm asking all the nasty questions and shit.
Oh, my nigga, it's for Evian. It's not
Bro,
for
it's
fucking
just like,
artesian.
imagine-
stuff.
Nah.
Yo, it's
Wait,
just,
Evian?
Some water.
Not artesian
Yo, they gotta go.
water.
Evian,
like,
bro,
what
just
you
suck
doing?
About to get-
Evian?
Y'all better have-
about
Y'all better have drilled that from the fucking.
Hey, yo, niggas got...
like, it's
Imagine,
not even Fiji,
yo, imagine
bro.
they
It's
said
not even
Dasani.
Fiji.
Yo, I would have been like, you're never gonna disrespect me ever again in your life. I would have slapped Billy
Sucking
Mc.
dick for Dasani is crazy.
I would
Sucking dick
have
with Nestle is crazy.
Fan.
Aquafina,
The Kirkland
Deer
brand.
Park.
Oh my god.
Deer Park is one of the worst
Deer
tasting
Park.
waters I've ever had in my life.
I would give you a personal slap if you asked me.
Y'all
to
gonna
suck
kill
it.
If you see me with Deer Park, please send me to the nearest AA meeting because I am obviously on crack. Oh man,
You
but-
need to
Hey,
watch.
it's not for crack, bro.
You need to watch them,
the
please.
Fyre Festival. So basically he started out with this company called Magnesis where he would basically take people's cars and put them on another card, and he'll take charges from that. And he created a nightclub, like type thing.
Like a social club. He sold memberships, so you could buy a membership to be in his credit card club. So you could have his credit card, and you know what I'm saying? Like you could be a part of this social club or whatever, and you were a part of some like millennial financial elitists in New York City. So that was his demographic.
Yeah,
and he made a lot of money doing that, and he used a lot of that money to like con other people out of their money.
Bro.
So he was constantly like getting investors to invest in his business ventures and would return on nothing.
Yeah.
He would just basically just take the money and use that to start another business
He
somehow.
only got 6 years.
He only got
in
6
prison.
years.
And then from the Magnesis thing, then he started Fyre Fest. He tried to, mind you, Fyre Fest wasn't in the United States. It was in the Bahamas.
Right.
So you had to
Great exuberance.
rent out a whole island, which
First of all,
had
he's-
no kind of infrastructure,
None.
no kind of developments, nothing.
Nothing.
Like basically taking an island and trying to build it from the ground up for a multi-week festival and try to do that in 4 months.
So
you cannot do that.
This niggas was talking about 18 months is gonna take
at
to
the
do that
minimum.
shit. At the
minimum to
bro.
do this.
When I say when
He
they
wanted
showed
it done
the
in
island,
3 months.
They showed they showed the island, bro. There was nothing there, bro.
It looked like Point Pleasant.
So
it looked like Point Pleasant with no buildings.
Before we get to the island, he basically is working on an app, right, called Fyre.
Oh, Fyre.
The app is supposed to be like Tinder, but for celebrities.
And for booking
so
artists.
if you wanted to book some recording artist for an event of yours, and you had the money to obviously pay this artist, you could request them on this app if they were on it, and they could accept your request and play at whatever event you wanted to hire them for. So to promote the Fyre app, they decided they wanted to do a music festival. I want the next Coachella. I want to be the next, so-and-so, this, that, and the third.
And target the elitists because that's where he was going to get the money to fund all of it.
So he targeted, like people in our age groups and probably a little older that all come from money, right? So elitist millennials, basically. And he got a bunch of YouTube influencers and social media influencers to support the festival and help him promote it. So he spent a lot of money promoting a festival that he hadn't even started planning yet. He just came up with the idea.
Time out. Side note. Because I'm glad you said social media and people. Bro, did you know that Kendall Jenner gets $250,000
for one post.
For one post.
To advertise.
Just to
on her Instagram.
Any post.
On any post, yeah.
One single
Bro, if I
post
said, yo,
$250,000.
if you post this watch for me, I have to give her $250,000.
But the thing is, all they did was posted just that orange tile. So it was literally just orange with the Fyre Festival tagged on it, and then write whatever because they recruited Kendall Jenner because she was supposed to be the link to Kanye. Why you wouldn't get Kylie, I don't know. But they got to Kendall and said, hey, can you promote the fact that good music is going to be at this festival? She was like, all right, cool. Got it for $250,000. All she needed to do was post that one picture. She got $250,000. If she posted another one, that's another $250,000. So that's easily just money. But the thing is, we think that $250,000 for one Instagram post is a whole bunch of money. But for social media experts that deal with social media management and marketing and stuff, $250,000 for one post from a celebrity influencer is nothing. If you were to get Kim Kardashian to do the same thing, that's $1 million plus easily. So $250,000 was nothing for them. But for us, it's let me post something for $250,000.
My nigga be off in a.
So basically, he gets a whole bunch of people on board with his game, right? I'm planning Fyre Festival. It's gonna be amazing. He gets Ja Rule involved, and I think Ja Rule
has been involved since Magnesis.
I think, Ja Rule had to have been the dumbest person in the entire equation. If you paid attention to the interviews that Ja Rule was doing, he was fake. He was a fake vice president. The dumbest motherfucker in the whole equation.
John is very pro 50 Cent.
Bro, for real.
True.
But freaking,
but I will say this. Remember that Dave Chappelle skit?
Yeah.
I wonder what was that?
Thinks about this.
Bro,
but not this man only got 6 years in jail.
6 years.
6 years.
No, but
I know niggas from the area.
We're not done.
Oh yeah, we're not because I don't even think he got charged 6 years for Fyre Festival. He got charged. I think he got charged 6 years for what he did after Fyre Festival. Because, granted, the whole Fyre Festival thing happened, a whole bunch of scamming things happened then. Then he got arrested for that. He got out on bail, and then while he was out on bail, he started this new venture called, I think, NYC VIP Access, and
he was selling
tickets to shit that you can't even buy shit for, for Met Gala, the Grammys,
the Victoria's Secret fashion
show.
The
Victoria's Secret fashion show that doesn't
selling
even
tickets.
have a lineup yet.
He's like, yo, I got them tickets for that Victoria's Secret fashion show, bro.
Yeah, for shit that doesn't even happen yet, and stupidly enough, he sent it to the same distribution list as Fyre Festival. So all the people that got the email, all they had to do was just call their Fyre Festival friends and were like, hey, did you get this email too?
When he thought of that idea, he probably was like, I'm a fucking genius again. I got it. I'm just going to trick all these niggas again.
But the signatures were But the signatures were like, oh,
That's
come.
the name of this episode.
They were like,
again.
like, oh, if you want a ticket to the Met Gala, call me or text me. Thanks, Frank. No last name, no signature.
Frank.
Like,
I'm not, yo, look. Since Moesha, I wasn't fucking with no nigga named Frank, bro.
relax.
Frank Mitchell, Frank Ntilikina, Frank Niggalina, whichever one.
Niggalina!
I ain't trusting not
They
near
call
Frank.
that not near Frank.
Even Frank Ocean, not
feel
near
you.
Frank. I ain't trusting none of y'all niggas, man.
I feel you. I feel you.
So all in all, they planned this whole festival out, and it's a complete disaster because he didn't have anything that he promised all the people that spent thousands of dollars for these vacation packages.
Millions of
People didn't get anything. Imagine paying $12,000
For a FEMA tent.
For a FEMA tent on some rocky, pebbly, sandy coast that has no beach.
Get away.
With lettuce, tomato, and cheese on bread.
I saw the pictures on Twitter. I'm like, fam, what
Yo,
nigga?
That's hilarious. That's
They had
hilarious.
The lady who was making the breads in the Netflix one, bro. Son, after
Nah,
they
that shit was sad.
That shit, son, she started
That shit-
crying. I was
that
like,
shit was the
damn.
sa-
She was
like-
crying on the sandwiches.
Don't do that.
Crying on the sandwiches.
That was kind of sad.
Nigga, get away from my
Stop
food.
it.
And this was,
Nigga, get away from my fucking food. Are you
And-
Bro, she said she had to pay those people out of her own pocket.
she paid
Yeah.
$50,000. She took
Whatever.
$50,000 of her
Bro,
savings.
son, they said
She
that,
spent
they said
her life
the
savings
people
to
of the
pay her-
island
to-
started to come and chase the workers of Fyre Festival.
Oh, yeah, they put
and
bounties
chase
out on
them
them.
out of the country.
They
son.
put
Yeah,
bounties
bro.
out on them.
That's some nigga shit, man.
And then Buddy McFarlane and all his people lost the keys for $2 million worth of housing in the Bahamas.
What? Lost all of the keys?
They lost $2 million worth of housing.
Nigga lost all of the keys?
Bro, they were just...
And then,
all of them
and
shits
then
right
had the
now,
nerve, and then had the
It's just in
nerve,
the evidence locker.
right? And then had the nerve to stand up on a little park bench with like, everybody go find a tent, go free
No,
run
son, that
for
nigga
it.
he's a bro.
That's a wild
son,
man.
And you know what's the worst part about this? These niggas said, "Yo, let's tape this whole thing. Let's incriminate ourselves on another level and get this shit on tape."
No, they weren't filming those. A lot of those scenes were other people filming
They filmed
while they were on
a
the
lot
island.
of the dude. What's his name? Grant.
Yeah,
They
because
filmed a lot.
He was an
Fuck-
undercover.
fuck Jerry filmed a lot of
undercover
shit
evil
too,
nigga.
though.
Like,
But fuck
Jerry.
Jerry filmed a lot of shit. They filmed
yeah.
a lot of their B-roll. They were filming a shit ton of B-roll.
No, but that's what they said. They said keep the cameras rolling.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they filmed
That's
a
what I'm
fuck
saying.
ton of
That's what
B-roll.
I'm saying.
Can we-
They said that. Like,
Yeah.
But can we
A
talk
billion
about the
of them.
fact that the person who was flying the jets to go from Florida to Miami learned how to fly from Microsoft Flight Simulator?
that's hard. That's hard. That is hard.
He wasn't a licensed pilot.
He was
No.
only in the beginning, bro. They kicked that nigga out.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Man, soon. Huh?
Wait,
Hilarious.
isn't that like a video game or something like that?
I don't know
Nah,
what
it's
it
a
is.
simulator on Microsoft where it'll show you all
Like
the
Windows
buttons.
98 Microsoft?
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
It'll show
Y'all
you.
niggas-
It'll show
chill.
you. Shut up. It'll show you. It'll show you all the buttons and all that shit for a plane, and he'll make the plane go 0G. There's a clip of Ja Rule's head on the side of the inside of the plane, bro. Like the niggas is floating in the air and shit. And he
You
learned
need to
like,
watch it, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you gotta watch.
Watch the Hulu one first so you can get all your laughs out. Like,
It. The
Netflix one with the sucking dick for Evian.
This
Like,
thing,
that
bro,
shit
that
was
shit, I was waiting for that shit, bro. Yo, you got it.
Yeah. It was
Mind you,
I wanna see
this nigga is a whole like 50 plus years old.
Yeah,
About to suck dick for custom dick for some nigga.
I just
Suck
think,
dick for some truck.
I just want.
Could you imagine? Don't disrespect me like that.
Yo, son, that's funny because niggas used to be wearing that shit like.
Men!
That's what I'm saying. Like you on the random one-off, you see a nigga in the club wearing truck fit. Me and the homies just look at this nigga.
This
like,
nigga
yo,
really sucked dick for some truck fit.
I don't know where they sold that shit. I was
You
even
can
against all
never-
odds. If a nigga's looking for a hat, I never
Nah.
seen Chuck Fit nowhere near nobody.
Not
One
near
in the Gap,
nobody.
One in Marshalls. So it's like, how did you acquire this piece of clothing, my G? Like,
I'm so
But
over it.
okay, so
Wait,
random
wild nigga,
fact of the day. So Suge Knight's son says Tupac is alive and well, and he's giving us another album soon.
Let's
What
do it.
What are your thoughts?
Let's do it. Can't wait to hear it.
as long as he keeps the Outlaws off of the album, I'm good.
Facts. Big facts.
I don't want to hear nothing about no APB on the whole
family.
I don't want to hear
If he
nothing.
could
Not the
release,
family.
No.
if he could just release stuff like Hail Mary, I'm good.
Yeah, without them.
Hail Mary, the Ultra remix.
No.
Yeah, but without them APB niggas and, you know,
And the whole family.
get your
niggas.
Junior Waffle Click, all I don't want none of that shit. Them songs, bro.
All right. So what else to talk about? What else we got here?
Dude, did you get to see that Broly movie? Because you put it on the list.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
did
why I
see
put
it.
it. That's why I put it on the list.
You went to the theaters to go watch it,
I went
or
to the
you?
theater. I feel y'all.
Okay, good.
This shit is
Good.
Like I'm sure people who listen have watched Dragon Ball Z.
So y'all,
You've heard of it and watched it.
But
So
we don't
y'all
have to.
could.
We don't. We're not gonna.
No.
take too
This
much
isn't a
time on it.
conversation.
But
that
I
we're
will
gonna
say that shit is the most fighting I've ever seen in Dragon Ball Z in my life.
I heard that it was like the story itself wasn't that good, but the fighting.
The fighting was
amazing.
immaculate.
I thought the story
was
was good,
alright though.
and
I'm
it's
not
hard
gonna
to
lie.
impress me.
The
So-
story was alright, cause but it was just funny. As soon as that nigga Broly hit Earth, that nigga was ready to fight niggas, bro.
Like
he was like, bro. He saw Vegeta's face.
Oh
That
my God.
nigga said, that nigga started going nuts, bro.
Okay, so Broly or Thanos?
It's Broly, bro.
I'm going
Broly might watch Thanos, bro.
That
That
nigga
nigga
Broly.
Broly.
The Avengers joint with Thanos, he was kind of alright, but like,
Nah,
That's a good
because he didn't
question.
have the-
But maybe
because he didn't have the
we need
Infinity.
to.
Yeah,
But maybe
that's
we
what I'm
need to
saying,
wait until Avengers
Avengers
Endgame
4.
to
And then
see.
we'll talk about for sure. But
Yeah,
I
nah,
will say though,
Broly
Broly
is
like
different beast.
as he was fighting them niggas, he was like learning their moves. Like
And
as
getting
soon as that nigga sees something
super
new,
strong in the process.
he was learning that shit in the middle of. So like this nigga started doing because Goku. It took Goku a little while to learn this shit called instant transmission, where you can move from one spot to another as long as you feel the chi of somebody else there. So that nigga learned that shit in an instant. He saw Goku do that shit and said, "I bet." Ping!
that
Took
nigga's the
him
most naturally gifted
This
fighter.
nigga is amazing, bro.
Isn't that like on the Dragon Ball Super joint that you was watching that one time when the Goku Dark or whatever that
Oh,
one
Goku Black.
Goku Dark.
I
That's
don't know.
like. It's like you.
The Goku
Yo,
Dark.
Goku Dark.
I'm about to call you Goku Dark.
That's how his name, because he's like,
Goku Dark.
Can that be the name of this episode?
Goku,
Goku
Dark.
Dark.
because Goku Dark was like, he was
Dark.
on some shit. They had him leaning in the
Goku
chair like
Black.
this. Nigga was steezed out in the chair like this. I'm like,
Nigga thought this was chocolate.
It's some shit happening here, but let me watch this nigga Goku Dark.
Goku
get this.
Dark.
Goku
He
Dark.
should have.
That sounds like something Dave Chappelle would say.
This
He
nigga
should have
shit
been.
is
He
wildin'.
should have been called Dark Goku.
Yeah,
But you know, in
Goku Dark
Japanese,
is fire.
in Japanese, they use the word black.
Nah, it's funny because in the series,
So
right?
his name is
In
Goku
this
Black,
series-
but it was to describe his black clothing.
Yeah.
But in that sense, it was
Okay.
like Dark Goku.
He looked a
like
little
yeah.
ethnic too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
You know what?
Goku ethnic, like come on.
You know what's funny though?
Afro
in the
Goku.
show.
Afro Goku.
Yeah.
Bro, Goku is crazy.
That's funny. That's
You know what's funny in the show? Like there was a time where they was about to light up Goku, and this nigga Trunks came out of nowhere and was like, "Stop! That man's not black." I said, "Yo."
That's what, I mean, hey man, shout out to Goku Dark, man.
I hate
That
you.
nigga real nigga, man.
But
I'm glad you enjoyed the movie
No,
because
yeah,
I
that's off
enjoyed
my
it. It was
birthday.
great.
That's
That's
off my birthday.
awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Happy belated.
Thank you,
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
belated,
Thank you
man.
for all the birthday wishes and dishes.
Yeah.
HBD.
and fishes. Yo, this
What else?
yo, Chris is wild. No, we gotta talk about that. real quick,
HBD. Yo, I saw there was a little mini argument
Yo,
you guys
remember
had
when
on
a couple
Twitter
weeks-
about
A
this.
couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, maybe on this podcast, we talked about niggas giving people HBD and Happy B Day and Happy G Day.
You gotta,
If a
you
nigga-
gotta, yeah, nah.
Son, Briss gave me HBD, I guess.
First of all, if a nigga say I guess to me in any scenario, first of all, I'm deleting
Yo,
your
Chin,
number.
here's your food, I guess.
I guess.
What you doing to my food, my nigga? Like, what is this? Anybody say I guess to me, son, it's a fade on sight. Don't give me 3 letters on my birthday. I'm gonna run up to your house.
Happy B Day.
Happy B Day.
And then he was like-
Happy G Day.
And then he was like, you could have at least said Happy G Day, so I said HGD.
HG. Son,
Nigga
that's
said
nuts.
HPV, bro.
On my
HGTV.
Yeah, she gave the human papilloma virus.
Oh my
nigga.
God.
Relax.
That's crazy.
Hilarious.
On my day.
Oh man,
That's nuts.
Nah, that's a
I actually
fail,
did give
son.
him a nice shout
No,
out,
he
though.
did. She did afterwards.
No, actually
After-
before. I gave it to you at like
After
12:10.
niggas gave you the pressure.
Oh, do we care about Cardi and Offset that they're back together?
I didn't even know. Well, I
No, 'cause
figured
they're
that was
just
gonna be a
fucking. She
thing,
just
but I
misses
didn't know.
dick.
It was a thing.
I think so too.
She's been bragging about it on
She
Twitter.
just misses dick.
Do we care
that's
about
it.
the government shutdown? I hope we do.
We do care about the government shutdown because that sucks, man.
I mean,
like,
I got my W-2s. Like, I feel bad for the people that like aren't getting checks because like it's been 30 days.
Yeah, man.
30
Listen,
plus days
30,
without
listen,
checks.
30.
I think like 35 days
35.
or something.
real quick. I'm gonna share a real quick work story because it pertains to the government shutdown.
Before you say that, I want to say the reason why I brought up Cardi and the government is because Cardi is having beef with Tomi Lauren.
Well, she's
At the
now
moment.
in the run
Yeah.
for a Senate in New York City.
Who?
Cardi B.
She's now
Balcony
running for
Salmons
Senate
are
Wait, for
running
real?
in New York State. Yeah.
Oh,
her,
shout out
her
to her.
and the Ortiz lady.
Oh, shout out to her, Cardi though.
Lying. Go
Oh,
ahead.
man, I wish.
Dope.
Nah, yeah,
Oh,
Cardi
man.
run.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be very interesting to see how
Maybe not now.
that plays out. But you know the when we're talking about the whole government shutdown thing, like we have a few customers in the barbershop that are government employees. A lot of them are TSA agents and stuff like that, and they're still reporting to work. Like, and you could see it in their demeanor. You can feel it when they walk in the barbershop and they're paying for a haircut that they know. That they know that they're not getting paid for. Like they're spending money to maintain their looks so they can keep their job for a job that they're not being paid for, and it just kind of sucks for them. And and a lot of them have families. Like like we have one customer that he's a father of four. So he's got a ton of kids that he always brings to the barbershop, and they all get haircuts at the same time. And he actually got interviewed on the news, and I found out after I saw him earlier today, and he got interviewed on the news where he was dealing, trying to deal with taking care of his kids and not having money for this whole entire month, and a bunch of his coworkers got together and chipped in to buy some of his kids like diapers and things that he needed.
Oh, that's nice.
So so he broke down during an interview talking about like what his coworkers did for him, and coincidentally, when he came in today to get all his kids haircuts, my boss had sent us a message and was like, yo, like don't charge him for any of his kids haircuts. I'm paying for them. You know what I'm saying? So we did all the kids' hair. We everybody was happy. Right. He was getting ready to pay. We told him, and and he broke down crying. It was just like, like, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Like, he's been a regular customer for such a long time, and like you really see how this is affecting families, real families, our communities, people that live next to us. This isn't something that you turn on the TV and you hear about Donald Trump bitching on the news for however long he wants to bitch, or you're on
Over
Twitter.
A fucking wall.
And it's just it's about campaign promises, and it's about people that are invested financially in certain things that are going on behind the scenes that we'll never know about until somebody decides to snitch before they die. And we're just kind of caught in the middle of this rich people's game, and it breaks my heart. It makes me super upset. I think that there's a lot we need to do when we pay attention to politics in general. So I know that we like to joke, like we joke about Cardi B, we joke about Tomi Lauren, we joke about like all these people and stuff. But we really
I'm not
need
joking
to
about Cardi B, but fuck Tomi Lauren for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But we need to talk more about stuff like that. In my opinion, we need to urge like our peer groups.
No, we
try
to. You
politics.
can go back to episode 1, and we try to sometimes when it's like really important. That's the only reason why I brought it up, because it's tax season. People are not getting paid. I might not get. We all might not get our taxes back. I just wanted to bring that up, and like while we're on the subject of government, I also just wanted to bring up that the Supreme Court allows Trump's restrictions on the transgenders not being allowed
the ban,
in the army.
Transgender ban.
That shit was crazy.
No, yeah, they they didn't allow it, but
they
passed it
they
through,
passed,
so it's going up basically to be finalized.
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
finalized.
So that trans people can't be in the army.
Yeah.
It's like they just like passed on. They're not gonna take the what do you call it? They're not gonna see it in court. They chose not to see it in court, so now it's gonna go through all the lower courts.
Yeah.
And while it goes all through all the lower courts, it becomes in effect because it's an executive order from the president.
This shit is sick.
Yeah.
That's
So that goes.
No funny shit though. Like, I know it's like an egregious thing to deny like a citizen of the country to serve and protect and gain access to certain things and stuff like that. But it's like the way. Think about how like regular. Let me not say that's a bad word. How a non-trans person treats a trans person that's a regular civilian in the country. You feel me? Now imagine how that person would get treated in the army. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Not to say that it's an excuse or
saying that it might save their lives
on the lowest of keys, bro. Like, cause there are gay people that get it crazy in the army. Women get it fucking crazy in the army, bro.
Yeah,
like,
they get
raped, they get abused, they get treated poorly and all of that shit.
But
it's like
we watch Mad SVU. We don't talk about that too.
Nah, but the thing is like
I don't think I forgot.
We're not. But the thing about this bill is it's not we're banning trans people to save them. We're banning trans people because we just don't want them. So there's a clear difference as to why they're being like sold out. And like the transphobia in this country is extremely problematic. Like it's, you know, if you have a view towards a certain demographic of people, you have that view, but you don't need to like overtly express that. Like there's instances in which, you know, you might feel a certain way about somebody for whatever reason that you might feel it. Like, but ultimately we're all people and we all live in the same country. We all have to abide by the same rules. So ultimately you're going to have to respect me whether you like me or not, because niggas say like, you don't have to like me, but you do have to respect me. And if I don't give you a reason to not respect me, then you're going to have to do that, because that's just how things go. But this country has a very, very long running history of people not respecting other demographics of people. So it's unfortunate that we have to sit here and realize that in 2019 that there are laws that are literally preventing certain demographics of people from doing work that everybody should be entitled to. Like, it's crazy how people are still restricted to do things. Like, obviously, like, if you're of age to do most things, like, once you're of legal age, 18, you should be able to do 95% of shit that you should be able to do in life. And once you hit 18, it's crazy that you're still being restricted to the things that you can do.
You're restricted in this country until you're like 25. You can't.
Okay, so let's say 25.
You can't even rent a car.
Yeah, you can't rent a car
at the age of 21.
Well, you can't rent a. Well, you can, but you gotta pay a fee.
Bread.
But okay, so let's say you're 25 though. Like this transphobia law.
You like, get kicked out of your parents' health care.
Yeah, right. But like this transphobia law, like it goes past the age of 25. You could be 65 and you could say I want to serve in the army. But if you're transsexual, then you just can't do that. Like, imagine just living in your own identity and finally being comfortable in your own identity, and then just being denied being able to do stuff that you want to do, being able to serve your country.
I want to say I totally 100% agree with you. I also think that, you know, just like, not to take away from this, but I also feel the same way about felons not being able to vote.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with the fact that, you know, just because you went to jail and you're out of jail and you're doing what you're supposed to do, I feel like you should gain some of your rights back eventually.
In some states, though, they do allow you to vote if you're a convicted felon. Like, that's like I read up on it like a year or so ago.
Yeah, but I want it.
They do allow you to like.
Does it depend what your felony is, or is it all felonies?
I think it should depend on what your felony is.
Because I feel like if you do something that's like, you know, sexual assault, rape, murder, like all that kind of stuff, like whatever. But like if you're in the pen for like a drug conviction, I think
that's more what it is. If you're in the pen drug conviction, you should still be able to vote.
Because I have my own opinion on like drug convictions anyway, but like
Yeah, for sure.
that's a whole other thing.
For sure.
But
all right, so just to keep it on this same vibe, I'm sorry, it's kind of like the energy kind of went down.
But we about to bring
right
it back up.
No. Yeah, after this one topic, because I want to ask.
Never mind.
I want to ask you guys
Go
what you feel
for it.
about. I see the time. I want to ask you guys how you feel about the Travis Scott doing the Super Bowl. I mean, has anybody watched football this year? I know, Brish, you have.
Yeah.
I indirectly have because Tochi is here and he'll be playing it, so I watch it. It's on TV. But I'm not paying attention to anything. I just know that the Pats and the Rams are in the Super Bowl.
This is how I feel about boycotting anything. I feel like people don't care when we're in a regular season because you're just playing to play at this point. But when it comes down to the point where things get really dire and you're going towards that championship, that's when niggas try to tune in. Like that's when you see the ratings start to jump. That's when you see the viewership starts to jump and everything. So if you're gonna be December, that's when people start to get all into the mix and everything. They start heading out to the bars. They start heading out to watch whatever at their friend's house. They start hosting Super Bowl parties. They start doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not saying that what's happening with the NFL is right because I don't agree with what's happening in the NFL. I think it's wrong. But the reason why I do watch football is just because I'm a fan of the sport. I'm not a fan of the organization. But, like, the NFL, whole bunch of shit. But there's a whole bunch of shit that's wrong in almost every organization in life.
Don't try to justify why you watching the NFL.
But
don't try to justify it.
Interesting.
Don't try to justify it.
Interesting.
I see it though.
I can justify why I watch it because I watch it from week 1 to
but
the
you didn't
Super
have
Bowl.
to say there's something bad in everything. You could have just said I watch it because
I just said I watch it from week 1 to the Super Bowl.
No, I feel you, but when I'm
I got dirt on you, dog.
But if you didn't watch week 1, I don't expect you to watch the Super Bowl.
Which
is what a lot of people do.
I'm with fuck the NFL, but I probably
No. You just negated your point. You're fuck the Super Bowl, but
the sport is trash. But I might watch the Super Bowl just because
the sport of football is not trash. The NFL as an organization
the sport
is trash
too.
How is football trash?
Because a lot of people are dying from football.
Niggas die from everything. Like I'm not understanding.
Football speeds up that death.
Definitely does. Listen, I'm not a football fan. I appreciate the game. I appreciate the game, right? Like I can appreciate the game.
What you say about basketball, son?
No, continue.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Okay, basketball is the second best sport in the world.
I'm guessing soccer is number 1 for you?
Yeah, man. 1,000%.
It's the most popular sport.
I was going to say soccer is the number 1 sport in the world.
It's the best. But anyway.
I don't want in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm not really a football fan like that, so I don't care, about watching football in the first place. So boycotting the NFL, I guess, happens indirectly for me because I don't care enough to watch it anyway. So that's my take on it.
If Colin Kaepernick magically gets signed to a team, are you watching it again? Because if you watch it, you negate everything you just did.
Probably not.
I'm not gonna watch it then either.
I
support
really
Kaepernick.
But I watched it when the Giants were like winning.
That was in 2000. The last time they won a Super Bowl was 2011.
Yeah, but I've been watching it from 2007 to 2011. That's how long I watched football straight. Like I was a fan of the Giants.
But you know what teams? Know what teams are still good. You know what's happening.
Yes,
in
because
the NFL.
because I listen. Like I like sports, so I listen. I hear shit. I watch ESPN sometimes. So yeah, I get the Rams had a good season. Patriots always have a good season. I know that. This nigga Brady has gone to the Super Bowl 9 times. He's gone more than most teams.
When your division is as trash.
Steph Curry,
when your division is trash, it's kind of easy to get there.
The entire AFC is so fucking ass. For the last 16 years, only 4 quarterbacks.
My nigga, the Patriots
Garbage, useless, rubbish.
The Patriots are in a division with the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins. You're gonna make it.
The Dolphins haven't been good since Marino. The Jets haven't been good since Joe. What's that guy named? Joe
Maggio.
No, well, probably. I ain't gonna lie. And the Bills, niggas went to 4 straight and choked on dick. Them niggas are wild, bro. That whole division is ass. Obviously, you still gotta be nice.
You still gotta be nice to win, though.
Son, nigga, when everybody else is buns, oh, son, that shit is ass. This nigga is so ass.
Do you guys think that anybody that's performing at the Super Bowl is a sellout?
Niggas been selling out before that, though.
Yes.
So,
I don't
Travis
think-
Scott's
I don't-
performing,
I don't-
Maroon 5 is performing, Big Boy's performing,
White
and
people
Gladys
can't
Knight.
sell.
Gladys Knight is performing.
Gladys Knight is performing?
And
She's
Chloe
doing
and
the
Halle are
national anthem.
performing.
Who?
Chloe and Halle are performing. So
Chloe
are
and-
all of them sellouts?
Is Chloe Halle black?
Yes.
There's so many black people performing.
The only
They're
people
trying
that
to get
aren't black,
the black
the only things that aren't, the only people that aren't black are Maroon 5.
They might be half black. I ain't gonna lie.
Slow your voice, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, but Travis
No,
Scott
no,
is.
I'm not talking about that.
But Travis
I'm
Scott-
talking about, memoirs to Jane.
That was just
Songs
the
of
first song
Jane.
I could.
Yeah, memoirs
Okay,
to Jane.
so Travis Scott, Big Boy, Gladys Knight, and Chloe and Halle.
I want
Are
to
they
watch that
sellouts?
because I want to see Travis Scott.
Bro,
like,
if they
live.
don't,
that
if they
shit's
don't,
gonna
if
be
they
hard.
don't,
I mean-
if they don't do like some type of statement or something, then yes, that's some sellout shit.
Look, I think
To me.
I think it's kind of
Well, no, okay. Well, sorry to cut you off.
it's cool.
But to be like, if their stance is fuck the NFL and then they come around and then do performance, that's selling out. But go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's kind of corny that we have to force everybody to give a shit sometimes.
Thank you. That's
you know,
how I
like
feel.
it's just
No, I'm not upset.
Like,
I'm
That's
not,
how I feel sometimes.
Look,
I'm
It's-
worse than nobody to do
sometimes
shit.
like you can't be mad sometimes at people like just wanting to get to the bag. Like
No,
that's
You're not
number
getting
one.
paid. You don't get paid.
You don't
Go
get-
bag. You don't get paid to perform at the Super Bowl.
you don't get
You
paid.
do not get paid to perform at the
Beyonce
Super
didn't get
Bowl.
paid to perform at Super Bowl.
You do not get paid to perform at this. Like, how many times I gotta say it? You don't get.
You
paid
get $0? Really?
Y'all talking amongst yourselves, cause like.
No, I didn't know.
No,
I
y'all talk,
didn't
I'm
know.
gonna look this
No,
up.
I just didn't know that all of the
Talk about something I'm looking this up.
I was gonna say yeah, like I don't understand how.
I do agree with you though.
So what is it that they're doing it for free promo?
Because I was about to say, like,
I don't
if that
think Beyonce needs
I don't think
free
Beyonce
promo
needs free promo.
or Travis
She
Scott.
didn't, but what did she do when she performed? She was on some Black Panther shit.
Yeah,
was
she
on
made a
some
statement, yeah.
Rhythm Nation type shit. She was on some Black Pride type shit.
Was Colin
no.
Kaepernick still in the NFL at that point?
No, he can't, they brought him back, but he was still going through the shit that he was going through that season. That was the season where he was like
In
taking the knee initially.
2013?
13. When was the last time Beyonce performed at the Super Bowl?
2013.
That's a lie. She was.
Oh,
there
she was
with-
there for Bruno Mars, so 2014.
That was 14. Bullshit. That was like 2016. Bulls. Let's look that up. Somebody go to Google.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you 15 at the
That
latest.
shit was like 15. 16.
I'll give you 15 at the latest. Whenever Bruno Mars performed.
My thing is like
Or
there's
Coldplay.
no way that those
Whatever
many
year that was.
those many
Lemonade was
A-listers-
not out yet.
Those
And
many
Lemonade was
came out
2016.
2017, right?
2016.
That was 16.
those many
2016. I'll give you 2015
A-listers
at the latest.
those many A-listers are not performing for free unless it's a
And
charity
2015,
event
2016, I mean.
and if it's a charity event you know that they're donating and it's a tax write-off. I dropped my phone.
Nah, I feel like they pay for the performance and like the stage crew and all that shit, but they don't pay the artists.
No, they
He's right. He's right. They don't get anything. This shit.
They don't get paid?
Yo, this Lady Gaga shit is hilarious. It said,
Sure.
it's official. Lady Gaga is headlining 2017 Super Bowl halftime show. But for a performer that earns 1.9 million per concert per night, what will she be making for this?
That's
one?
why I said 2015 to
This
2016
shit said
season.
for the short answer, nothing. Yeah, they only pay for the production and they pay for like the dancers. And everything is free, but you perform. So I guess it's for exposure.
for exposure. I guess if
But
you're
I don't
promoting
think that-
something.
And just to say
I
that
think
you
no,
perform-
actually, I think Beyonce doing the Super Bowl performance was like that was a good thing. I'm glad she did it when she did it because it was like Black
made a
power.
statement. Yeah, she made a
it was a
statement.
statement.
So
I don't
to
think
keep
Maroon
that
5 is gonna do that. I don't think Travis Scott
I
is gonna do that.
and I understand
I don't
that.
think Big Boy may.
Big Boys and remind you, the
Where's
Super
the
Bowl
Super
is
Bowl
in
at?
Atlanta.
Oh my, that place is about to go nuts for
The
some
Super
Big
Bowl is
Boy.
in Atlanta.
If he does, I like the way you move.
If Gladys Knight
if he
on,
does, so I might watch this, the
if Gladys
Super
Knight
Bowl.
comes on the
show.
stage and she
I
does
might
the
watch whole
most
Super Bowl,
Negro
to be honest with you.
Spiritual.
Or have it on.
spiritual for the Star Spangled Banner, is she a sellout because she's at the Super Bowl?
The Star Spangled Banner is a slave song, period.
What if she just says fuck the national anthem and she does the Negro national anthem?
Wait, what? How does the Negro national anthem go? Can you sing it first? Amazing.
What?
Huh?
Damn, I really did forget how that shit goes.
Wait, there's a real one for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought y'all was playing. All right, yes, please sing it.
Damn,
y'all forget. All right, while they're
I used to
trying
sing that
remember,
shit all the time too.
I'm thinking of the Nigerian national anthem.
Can you not? Lift every voice and sing till earth and
okay, I know that one.
heaven. So if Gladys Knight
If she
walks
does that-
her 70-year-old ass onto the
That'd be
stage
fire.
and sings "Lift Every
That's
Voice,"
fire.
is she a sellout?
No.
Obviously not, nigga. That's a nigga song. I'm fucking with
That's a
it.
nigga
I'm
song.
buying the album.
So if you okay, so then if you don't get paid to be at the Super Bowl but you sing the national anthem, how are you a sellout?
Wait, what?
If you don't get paid to sing at the Super Bowl, how are you a sellout?
Wait, what?
If you don't get paid,
If you
that's
don't
actually a
get
good question.
paid to sing the national anthem or perform at the Super Bowl, how are you a sellout?
Why are you shucking and jiving for the man?
Who said you're shucking and jiving for the man if you're not getting a bag? If you're not getting a bag, how are you
doing
shucking
it
and
for
jiving for the
yourself.
man?
That's even worse. Why are
You're doing
you
it for
shucking and
yourself.
jiving without a bag?
Because you're doing it for promo.
Because you want to make money off of some
Because
white
you're doing it for
man's
promo.
platform.
You're shucking and jiving for the man's promo.
Yeah, but shucking and jiving in any
Chucking and
sense.
jiving in any sense is
That
crazy.
shit is nuts.
Okay, so you're not shucking and jiving, but you're just getting promo.
By the way, Colin
'Cause-
Kaepernick was a quarterback in the NFL from 2011 to 2016. So that was the same.
So same time that Beyonce performed.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that he
Yeah,
was
nah,
still in
shucking and
the.
jiving is wild, man.
So if she's,
That shit is
I
crazy.
mean, well, first of all, Gladys Knight is at the age where she can't really shuck and jive that much.
She can just shuck.
She can
She can
get a
just
shuck.
shuck.
She can't really get
She can
jiving.
either do
Either or.
That's what I'm
A
saying.
little bit of the shuck.
Okay,
a little bit
Chloe and
Shuck to the left and
Chloe and
fall
Halle are
over.
like 18 and 20 years old singing "America the Beautiful."
Which one is
Or
Big
"Amazing
Sis?
Grace." Are they sellouts?
Which one is
Or
Big
are they
Sis?
not sellouts because you
But
think
which
that
one is
Big
Big
Sis
Sis?
looks good?
Hey.
Is it who's singing or is it the purpose behind it?
It's both. It's both. I don't even know what she said.
If they believe in what the people that
If they're
are
just
against-
there to get a bag, quote unquote, but they're not really getting a
They're
bag
not
because they're not
getting
getting
a
paid,
bag.
are they sellouts?
Fam, shucking and
How are you
jiving
getting?
makes
How are you a
sellout.
sellout if you're not
Shucking
getting
and jiving
paid?
makes you a
Yeah,
If you're not shucking and jiving, how
I'm
are
not
you
gonna lie.
how are you a
You made me
sellout?
feel so much better about watching the Super Bowl because I'm gonna watch it now.
If they're not performing
Like,
any
no,
song that caters
just
to
you saying
anything,
that, no.
if
The fact once I learned that
if
they
Big
don't get
Boy
paid,
brings
it's
out
over.
Andre 3000 for International Players Anthem, are they sellouts?
Fam, he could do whatever he wants on that stage.
He's not
Are they
bringing it out, though.
sellouts?
Wait, they're in Atlanta,
They're in Atlanta.
but he living in Soho. He's not about to go back to Atlanta. He's
Are you
not.
acting like planes don't exist? Are
Yeah,
you
but
acting
is-
like
is-
money doesn't exist?
But is that nigga trying to get on a
But
plane?
it's Big Boy.
Andre
it's Big
3000
Boy.
not even
Look,
moving
bruh,
for Andre
all
3000.
I'm saying is you can do whatever you want. Like John was saying, it's like people do care too much about what other people are doing.
And that's what I was saying.
But in the grand scheme of things, when people try to lobby for certain like social rights and voter rights and just certain things that like we can get in our community that we don't have, they'll look to certain black people saying like, okay, that black person said it was cool or doesn't mind this and that's happening clearly because they are performing and supporting this brand that promotes the oppression of this and the lack of acknowledgement for that.
That's,
you feel me?
and that's why I feel.
when it becomes detrimental.
But that's why I feel like people like us, if we decide that we want to watch the Super Bowl or we want to watch the NFL in general, like as unfortunate as it sounds, we're not people of quote unquote influence. So like our view is like whatever.
I'm not one of them. I'm not the soapbox nigga that's gonna be like, yo, if you watch NFL, I'm not fucking with you.
Exactly.
Bro, I don't give a do what you like. As long as you're a good person to the people around you and you're doing stuff that's good for you and your community, your family, whatever. Do
what you want.
Do that. Like all the NFL, like they're gonna get their money anyway. I haven't not befriended somebody that watched the NFL since they started doing that shit. Like I do not care that much, but I do feel as though like we all do have a responsibility and we need to be aware of the things that we're promoting and the things that we're like the platforms that we're speaking on. You feel me?
Because
like,
you can enjoy a sport without enjoying the message behind it.
This is how I look at it, right? I think that it's kind of played out for us to pretend to be surprised when rich white men who own humongous platforms like the NFL have some type of racial bias in their personal business handlings, right? We need to stop being surprised that that's a thing. Let's look at the NFL as a platform. Majority of the players, or majority of the better players, not all of them, but majority of them, are African Americans that play the sport.
Same as the NBA.
There's so many. Same as the NBA. There's so many people. There's so many people throughout the country that walk around and wear these men's names on their backs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much. It's not like, I get it. Not every black kid in America should aspire to be the next Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's a whole nother conversation. But I mean, like, it's something where, like, the people that you see excelling in that particular avenue are people that look like you.
Right.
So the influence is there. Like, the influence that, like, that you can do things like that is there. Do I think, like, are there a lot of other issues at hand? Yeah. But I think we care too much about, like, who's invested in which ethics or which side of the moral fence you want to stand on, and I think that in and of itself just becomes the war and the argument that we have. And like what Briss is saying is just like, she just likes football and doesn't really care too much for the NFL. If the Canadian Football League was probably as exciting as the NFL, maybe other people would watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she would probably find that league to be more entertaining than the NFL if it was, but it's obviously not. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what we have. That's what we're exposed to. We're transitioning. Mankind is transitioning right now because of the advancement of technology. Sports will not be delivered to you the same way it's ever been. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way we share information is going to change. The way we view each other is going to change. Everybody is mixing. There's just the mankind is evolving slowly and painfully, but it's happening. And we're going to get past that point where we need to continue having these conversations about whether we agree if somebody should sing a song somewhere, because underneath all the layers of social conflict and bullshit, there might be some underlying racism there.
My point.
There's racism that has built the entire foundation of this country from the East Coast to the West Coast. And if we were to dissect everything that might have a racial dichotomy to it, we would have no country left to stand on.
That's good.
That's my point, and that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
I'm glad you had fun on top of your soapbox, man.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I haven't done that in a long time.
Son of a bitch. This nigga
but it was facts though. And
I'm looking at my phone like, all right, this nigga John is on a rant.
But it was important because a lot of niggas don't think that way.
You're absolutely right, John. Just to pedal back to that Dragon Ball Z thing. Did anybody see Creed 2?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it, and I really want to watch that movie.
So Creed 2, this Michael B. Jordan said that Creed 2 was inspired from Dragon Ball Z.
That's awesome. It's awesome to know that.
And I think he meant like around the Cell games.
Yeah.
When you know how Goku died.
Yeah.
And Gohan ended up beating Cell.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing where his dad died.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed died.
Yeah. That's the story of Creed.
Yeah, Apollo Creed died, and now his son is fighting the son of the nigga that killed him.
Yeah.
And he beats him.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
I mean, I figured that was going to happen in the movie anyway.
Niggas is going to win.
It's not rocket science.
Another thing, I heard that there's a Pro Era album coming out. I don't know if anybody likes Pro Era. Joey Badass. That's their group.
I met him.
Word? I met Desi Hines. You probably don't know who that is either.
That's dope. I'd be down to listen to it.
Yeah, there's a new Pro Era album coming out.
Did they announce when that's supposed to drop, or they just said coming soon?
It just said coming soon by the end of this quarter. So I would say that's like
by the end of February.
No.
If their quarter starts in December.
No, their quarter started in January.
Okay, so then it would be March.
The end of March, early April.
Some people do start in December.
No,
they
but
consider that to be their Q1.
The music
or August.
Music, because that's
that too.
In music that's 4, because that's when Mariah Carey be selling out and shit like that. It's Christmas time.
So they're bundling it with October, November.
Yeah,
and stuff.
So,
all right.
Anyway, yeah. Per Hour album coming out.
I heard literally nothing about that.
Yeah.
I literally just saw a post where he said, "I want to bring it to you guys."
He?
Joey Badass.
Okay, I was about to say if it's some other nigga.
No.
We might need to question
Some
things.
random dandom. I feel you. Nah. So yeah, Per Hour album is coming out soon. I don't.
If you're a fan, you're a fan.
If you're a fan, you're a fan. If you're not, you're not. A book about Jay Dilla is coming out in 2021. I know there's some Jay Dilla fans here. Shout out to Rich as well.
Yes, shout out to Rich.
Young Rich.
He's coming back soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Don't say hopefully. He's coming back. He's literally back.
Yeah, he is back. Let me not.
Missy Elliot got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Yes.
That's
Big
dope.
ups, man.
Big.
That's
Way
a super
long
good look.
overdue. She got in on her first nomination too.
That's
Dope. I think she's like
first
only
female.
the first female. I think the third rapper overall. I want to say.
Yeah, because JD's in there now, right?
JD and Jay-Z, I think.
Well, Jay-Z, everybody knows Jay-Z.
I think those are the only three rappers in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
That's
I mean,
fire.
Which I mean,
Do your thing, do your
it's-
thing, a thing.
Shut up.
There should be a music videos Hall of Fame too, because Missy Elliott would be right the fuck up in there too.
Busta Rhymes would be in that shit.
Busta Rhymes would be up in
Lose
that shit
Control.
too. But yeah, I'm still looking at the VMAs a little strange for giving Jennifer Lopez the Vanguard over Missy Elliott, but that's just another thing.
That's something for another
That's
day.
another
Don't hate on
thing.
J Lo.
Yo, Puerto Ricans love J-Lo, man.
If y'all could get, if
specimen.
you, but if you can, but if y'all can give
fuck
me
J-Lo.
3
you.
iconic J Lo
On the low.
videos, not
Love
songs,
Don't Cost a Thing was
videos.
kinda iconic.
Just because she was on a boat, give me another
She was
scene.
naked on that boat.
Give me another scene.
What's the shit with Ja Rule, the R-U-L-E, that joint? The
R-U-L.
I'm Real
That
remix.
shit is
Okay.
The All My Life Is All I... That shit was hype, bro.
The video was trash.
Yeah, y'all
Let's not do
remember
that.
exactly.
The video was trash.
All
That's
you
what
remember
LL Cool
are
J- You know how I feel about
all
Cool
y'all
J.
remember are scenes. Y'all remember her in the freaking hoodie, with the jacket with the hood
with the
on.
fake snow. That shit just trash.
Like y'all know little clips and like
That
pictures.
shit
Y'all don't
was
know the
garbage.
actual
Them
video.
niggas was trying to look like hood
Shut up,
niggas
shut up.
with some fake.
I'm trying to think. What Waiting for Tonight didn't really have the John Blaze vid.
Waiting for tonight. Wait,
Do you
Get
remember?
Back.
Do you remember
Get
the
Right.
Jenny? Do you remember the Jenny from the Block video?
She was just walking down the block.
Don't
Was
be
she
fooled.
or was she not? Or was it a
In
different
a- in
video?
That's almost.
Jenny.
That song was
Yeah.
hard. That song was hard.
That's-
Trust me, I know that she...
But if I run off Missy video, if I run off Missy songs, you'll be able to tell me what's happening in the video.
Nah, that's
but
just
like,
hard.
yeah, but like Missy was like...
Shout out to whoever wrote that.
If I give you a Missy
Really?
song, you could tell me what's happening in the video, probably.
Yeah, 100%. I
So,
still
like-
remember the first time I seen the Gossip Phones video.
Shout out to Allison Stoner too, that little white girl that be dancing in all them videos.
Allison Stone.
The
She
girl,
was
the
in
little
Camp
white
Rock.
girl. Yeah, she
She was
was.
in the Missy Elliot videos. Nigga.
She was.
I know who you're talking about.
My nigga, that's for the niggas who don't never seen her in the Missy Elliott video.
For the whites.
Yeah,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
For the whites.
For them people.
Word, shout out to the whites.
Shout out to Missy Elliott. Well deserved, because she wrote for way too many people to have,
Facts.
just gotten this honor. But I mean, with a racist kind of institution like that, you can only beg Bub for so much. Shout
All
out
right.
to you.
What are you gonna do?
Shout out to you, Missy Elliott. Love you.
I think that's basically it. I don't think we
That's
need
a
to
show
touch
right
on
there,
the Chris
man.
Brown thing, unless we want to talk
We can
about
talk. We
that.
can talk about Chris
That's
Brown
what. That's
later.
what I have.
Like, 'cause
I
it
have
came
my.
in.
I have
Wait,
huge sentiments
no,
on
no,
it.
Wait, no, it
Discuss
came.
that later.
It
I have
came.
huge
I
sentiments
just want to say
on
it
that.
came. The only reason why I don't think we should discuss it is because it came and went.
No, it didn't.
That's not even
No,
why
it
we
didn't.
should discuss it.
The
Fact,
the
that's why we
situation
should
itself,
discuss
the
it.
situation itself, quote unquote, came and went, but the response to the situation is still very highly
Wait,
prevalent.
what was the response? I missed
How
that.
everybody is defending Chris Brown, regardless of like if
He was accused.
First of all, if you get acquitted of something, that doesn't mean that
He
you
wasn't
didn't do
acquitted.
it.
He wasn't acquitted.
Or if you get taken out of jail for something that you were accused
They-
of, that doesn't mean that you
they-
didn't
the
do
Charges
it.
weren't dropped yet either.
Yeah, they were. So they just let him go to let him go.
He's still in France. They said don't leave. They haven't.
Yeah, his
Oh,
passport was seized.
But he's suing.
His passport was seized.
But he's suing the girl. The girl.
He can't leave France. So what?
Yeah, it's like,
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh.
They said that there's some inconsistencies with the story, and some of the stories like they can't find reason to keep him. So they're like, okay, you're released from jail, but don't leave the country on some shit like. Okay.
I just think people need to realize
like,
that just because you weren't
like released on your own recognizance and shit, it's kind of like that. Like,
I think people just need to understand that just because you weren't charged with something, or just because you were acquitted of something, or just because you were let go from jail for something, that does not necessarily mean that the person is innocent of doing whatever they were accused of. And that is what I think people forgot in this case.
I don't think people forgot that. I just feel as though, like, the folks that were trying to bury him and, like, you know, just overly harping on it and trying to destroy this nigga, they were just like, the response from the people were like, dog, none of you were there, none of you know what happened and what didn't happen.
So him and I have different views.
No, I don't have a view. I'm just
no, like the views as far as like what you're portraying and what I'm portraying.
Yeah, right. Cause so like people are saying like, oh, we don't know what did or didn't happen, and it's like now they're saying that there's very circumstantial evidence. There's very little circumstantial evidence. We don't know if we believe the lady's story. This is what the officials in France are saying. There's inconsistencies, this, that, and the third, so they let him go. And the people are saying, just how you guys are trying to bury him 6 feet under, you should be now saying, oh damn, nah, this girl is wilding, or, you know, show some like, you know,
animosity.
Not even that. Nah. Just like show like
remorse.
Yeah, like
keep
not even remorse. Like remorse
energy.
isn't even the right word, but yeah, remorse like
keep
that.
the same energy.
There should be
like,
some backlash on her.
Exactly,
part.
or just saying like, "Damn, we got this one wrong," because there's people waiting in the wings to bury this nigga. Like,
word.
And it's like, if he did some wrong shit, rightfully so. But if he didn't do it, it's like you can't just be throwing around accusations and try to bury niggas, then go back to the shadows when it comes back that he didn't do it, or they're still deliberating on whether or not he did it or not.
Yeah, because I mean, Chris Brown has done like nearly enough things for him to have been put under, but people fuck with Chris Brown enough for him to not be under. So something like this, with him being convicted of rape,
enough for him to get to that next level. I feel like Chris Brown should be a lot bigger than what he is today. But that's another. I mean, we could talk about that.
Also,
shit now.
the quality of his music hasn't been up to, but whatever. Like
that's another.
We say that for
that's another. That's what I'm saying. It's another day. All I'm saying is that just if you have an accusation, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're clear of the accusation if you're afraid of it.
Yeah, let's wait till we get all the facts.
Yeah, because right now I think he just got released from jail like yesterday.
2 days ago, I think. Yeah, something like that.
And I think yesterday it just came out that he's suing the girl.
Yesterday as of last week, by the time this comes out. But yeah, for sure.
So I think we should wait on that.
Nah, okay. Last thing. Tiana Trump. She breaks the internet with...
Why did that break the internet? Because I saw I saw like a small clip on Twitter.
That's all everybody
and that
saw.
was it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
because who paid for the black subscription? If you did, shout out to you. But like,
it's blacks.
Yeah,
but you can go to Spank Bank and watch that shit for free. 30 minutes.
Nigga said paid.
Nigga
said.
All right, Soulja Boy.
Draco.
You saw the whole thing
of Soulja Boy?
No.
No, I didn't. I just saw the clip.
You saw the one clip that everybody saw.
That everybody saw, of course. But I mean...
Okay. So what, nobody's ever watched?
Yeah.
We here
for that?
Videos?
We about to,
that shit was fire.
That shit was fire.
My dick jumped a little bit. Like, and my heart stopped. I was like, whoa.
She said, that girl said...
It's disgusting.
Right on her. She said... delicioso. Like, I said, oh, that's nice. Look alright.
Yeah, man.
But that's all I got.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
She's not even a 5 porn star.
No,
I was just about to say, is she really even like that deep?
We can get into that.
No, I want to talk about like our favorite porn stars.
Because Tiana Trump is really not even on that.
Tiana Trump is nowhere near my
list. Yeah, let's save it. That'll be a dope conversation for another day.
So I guess we're wrapping up.
Come back to the next episode with all of your answers.
I mean, all I know is that Tiana Trump ain't on mine.
Does anybody have anything that's coming up? Anything that they dropped? Anything that needs the public's
Promo.
attention. Promo now.
This is promo.
Shameless plug.
Plug
Shameless
it
plug.
in,
Shameless
plug it
East
in.
Coast
World,
world.
you know what I'm saying? We dropping freestyles, we dropping songs, we dropping freestyles.
Oh yeah, these niggas dropping shit in Beer Temple Park,
Yeah, watch your mouth, bro.
aka Agummo Park, cause
That's
niggas
right.
own that shit.
Yeah, watch your mouth, bro. Edit that out. But yeah, you know, follow us at East Coast World on Instagram. We got like a bunch of new content and shit for you guys. That's been rocking with us. Thank you for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Give niggas feedback. If niggas is trash, let me know so niggas could
Not
you know
be
what I'm saying?
trash.
Not be trash. Because that's the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yeah.
Anybody else? Me? Oh, I dropped 2 songs recently. One the day before my birthday, and the next one 2 days or 4 days, 3 days, 3 days after my birthday. One is Elevate and one is Blunt. As you can see, it's kind of the weedy, psychedelic vibe. They're both on SoundCloud.
I'm with it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm with it. I'm here
They're
for
both
it.
on SoundCloud. Blunt is soon gonna be on Apple Music and all other streaming platforms soon. And we're getting ready for the project in March.
Word.
And I think Oh,
That's
new
exciting.
episodes of the OMO show, the Wild
Yes.
OMO show.
Finally.
Hey.
Yeah.
Finally.
start filming
That's
tomorrow.
awesome.
Which is Friday.
Nothing really new for me. Everybody already knows where they can find me. Banano_ the God, Banano the God. Follow me on Twitter. I've been working really hard to get my Twitter stacked up. I've been running down the rabbit hole, this little matrix hole that we have.
Twitter
called
low key
Twitter.
fun, right?
Twitter's interesting, and Twitter I've noticed functions as an app a lot smoother
Than
Instagram
Yeah.
and Facebook.
You can stay on
On
Twitter
Twitter
for hours.
forever.
Actually, I've gotten to the end of my feed plenty of times and have just been like, is there like a way around this? Like,
Or
what?
you gotta
you gotta
follow
follow
more
more
people.
people.
Bro, that's all I've been doing. I have like maybe 60 people that follow me, and I'm following like
60?
600 fucking pages.
But 60 is still a decent amount for just making your account like
Yeah,
last
recently,
month.
yeah.
Like that's
You
a
just
decent
gotta.
amount.
It's more like you just gotta have a presence
yeah.
on Twitter. You gotta be retweeting.
I've noticed
people.
regular people have like 100,000
Oh,
tweets,
Oh.
and I was like, wow, this is a lot of
Oh,
this is a lot of
100,000 tweets. I'm like,
content
okay,
that
yeah, I
people are
got
just
that.
bullshitting.
Years
I'm
and
like,
years.
yeah, I got
social
100,000
media.
tweets
I
for
don't-
sure.
I'm not up there yet. But
That's
yeah,
that's
basically.
very interesting.
Right,
It's
yeah.
very interesting.
You just gotta have a presence.
I like how connected I feel like I am to some people on Twitter. Like I started following like
There's a
YouTubers
certain
and stuff that I like to
community.
watch, and they really engage in a conversation over. I didn't know people really fucking used Twitter. I always felt like
see-
Twitter.
Twitter-
You'll
like-
see that there's communities that happen like within Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Twitter
that
might
the
be
same people
weird.
start to interact with the same people all the time. So
Twitter
Yeah.
might be the best app. Like
I think it's the
social
best
media
app by
app.
far.
Oh yeah.
The way
By
that
far.
it makes everyone feel like everybody's a family almost. And,
Instagram
like,
is.
I'm
it can
just
make
trying
someone-
to. I'm just trying to figure
Instagram
out
needs to fix
what
that algorithm.
I was gonna say I'm just trying to figure out what it is about Twitter that makes it that way. I think what I
fucking
like about it is the
funny.
fact that like
It's
you can click links, like you can put a link in your
Yeah.
post, you can post a picture or a video
Yeah.
the same way you could do to Instagram, but the links work.
The links work,
I that for me is
and it'll show a little pin.
yeah.
Like if you click the page. Yeah, no, Twitter is definitely the app to
Twitter's
be.
the best app. I'm
It's
might be
sorry.
the
interesting.
best
It's
app.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not having a terrible time. So thank
Once
you
you
guys.
get into that
Thank you
rabbit
guys
hole,
for
though,
putting
it's
me
funny.
on.
It's funny as
But,
fuck.
funny. Bro, I have looked at the sun. Sun is up. I looked at my phone. I'm on Twitter. I look back up, bro. It's fucking.
Sun is
9 o'clock.
down.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That is
You
that
I've
can
is-
been-
get lost
been
in
in
that
that.
shit for sure.
Especially if you get
says a
into
lot
like
about
conversations
millennials,
with
man.
people, like you can get very lost in conversations.
Yeah, no, I get lost in just like
Especially if
looking
there's-
through information. I'm an information junkie.
I don't know if you've if you've experienced this yet, but like when there's a certain topic or there's a certain thing that everybody's watching, that's even like more fun. So like
When it's
for
live,
example, like
when
when the
it's happening
Surviving
live.
R. Kelly thing came on, seeing everybody's tweet on that and tweeting yourself, but just seeing everybody else's reaction, like it's a rabbit hole.
It's
that
been
you
very
fall in.
interesting. I can't really complain about the experience.
Right.
It's just been weird. I've been trying to figure out what really makes everybody use Twitter as opposed
Right.
to using the other apps because they all do the same fucking things.
Right.
But
for the most part, but Twitter is.
Yeah, it's just
know,
how
it's
Twitter's
just
set
funny.
up.
It's just
funny.
like
Twitter just makes it super easy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then as for me, I have a big announcement coming, I believe, next week. Next week? So, I'm not dropping it now, but next week you guys will hear it, and you guys will want to be involved. So stay tuned for that, please.
Last thing before I forget. So I'm having an R&B party.
Hey.
When is it? February, on Valentine's Day. It's for the singles who are trying to get mingled. You feel me?
Damn, I'm automatically not invited.
No, you can go. You can go. But yeah, it's basically R&B, and when I say R&B, it's only gonna be R&B. We're not playing any trap music. We're not playing anything like that. So if this is not something that you want to go to, I suggest that you don't go to that. But if you want...
What day of the week is Valentine's Day?
It's on a Thursday.
It's on a Thursday?
Yeah,
no, that's lit. Are you joking?
I'm not saying for... I'm saying for people who go to work.
It's a no for me, dog.
No, but even if you go to work, that's still lit. Like, because you can sort of write off the actual Valentine's Day as... we know we still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to cope with it. So how about Thursday? We just chill, especially if you get paid on that Friday. You lit.
Oh, I get paid that Friday. Thank you. But so we're having an R&B party. If you want the link, it's $3 tickets right now.
That's cheap.
They're going. I know.
That's real cheap.
They're going up soon, so get $3 tickets as soon as possible. It's called Snowed In. Shout out to my boy, friend of the show, Dean August.
Shout out to Dean.
My boy. Shout out to the boy. Yeah, shout out to Wild and Mojo.
Shout out to Dean, even though I haven't seen him in like 4 months.
Yeah,
shout out to Dean.
It's been I barely see that nigga now.
He's been snowed in apparently.
Snowed in. So yeah, the name of the party is Snowed In. It's you either wear red or white. Hit me up. Go to the fly. I think I have the flyer on my page still.
I'm wearing black.
I should have the flyer on my page by the time this shit comes out.
Okay.
It's red and white that you would wear, but
black.
All the information.
I'm wearing all black.
You're not gonna be allowed to. All the information is gonna be on the flyer. Like I said, $3 tickets right now. Dean August, Wild Omo, Jasir Powell, shout out to him. And there's one more thing I'm forgetting that I am doing soon. Damn.
You can do this, Mac.
Yeah, no, I think I can.
You can do this.
All right, so you'll think of it later. So that has been Do Not Disturb episode, whatever it's been. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in for the next episode. Follow us all on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us at DMD Podcast _
Don't forget
Twitter.
to ask Auntie Briss.
Don't forget to ask
hashtag
ask Do Not Disturb or hashtag ask Auntie Briss, whatever the case may be. Follow us on Instagram at Do Not Disturb Podcast. Follow us on our personal Instagrams and Twitters, and you all enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever the case may be, and we are out.
Who are you? We 17th Caliber, the Garden State Killers.
So, what's the deal with this 653 thing you guys do?
653 is our gang. I mean, it's who we are.
It's the little niggas coming from the garden, Northside Jersey, bitch, you heard me, we just startin'. And all you niggas is toast, this is arson. And all my niggas quick to shoot like Chandler Parsons. And after hearing this, you tryna change teams, while all you pussy ass niggas gon' be stuck on your knees. Where we at, where we been, when we gon' drop? You running from the options, shut your ass when the tape drop.
It's the prodigy, profiting off of prophecies. G's Louise, chunk of cheese, I gotta blow a sneeze or leave. See the trees, got me under siege to see what I see. Pay a price, cost a fee. Tax evasion ain't easy like the life of E. Be who I wanna be and never who they tell me to be. CB's buzz for the honey, but I came for the nectar. Enjoy it while it lasts. Shout out to Spectre.
R&B. Time come correct, so don't disrespect the sect or you'll catch the tech to your neck. I paid the piper, fuck the game and I never wife her. Married the cipher instead, but I can never pipe her. My dreams left on red, and now they wanna date her. A nigga really feeling pettish, most likely your fetish. No breaks, no siento, por ejemplo, Lord Bettis.
What you tryna do? You a fool, you ain't cool, just a Rubik's Cube. We them dudes, you ain't kin. I've been on another level, I ain't even maxing out yet. Just a crack mountain, plus strictly passion. I'm an assassin, stabbing any madman that claim they shit bang. lane, rap heavyweight, try me in this case, flow designer, you live in a drought, killing it in the booth, then I'm out.
My talent is unlimited, killing niggas know when this is limitless, no Bradley Cooper, maneuvering from my enemies, swimming through a negative energy, don't care if you think less of me. Got my best sheets in the game ahead of me. You could say rap is part of my destiny. Jay Thomas with the illmatic tendencies. Yes, you could say this track was meant for me.
Nothing's impossible, and all you lame niggas show me what not to do. I met a real bad bitch at the clubs tonight. She told me watch the snakes cause they watching you. Oh baby, don't start. I'm not looking for the way to your heart. She said you bout to miss church while she riding me. I like my Sundays with my cherry on top. Make that ass rap.